Hello and welcome to the weekly Wednesday lunchtime live stream. I am DDO Community Manager Cordovan. Thanks very much for joining us. Really do appreciate it. Don't forget to join us in chat. If you have a question you'd like to ask us, we would be happy to try to answer it. I can't guarantee we'll have an answer for everything, but I can guarantee that I will try. Also, just a reminder, twitch.tv/DDO stream is the URL. If you hit that follow button, you'll be notified for when we go live with shows just like this one. And welcome. We are on Sarlona this week. I'm on a level 26, basically Artificer, and I honestly don't. I am winging it in terms of the content. So I think we're going to at least start with Prison of the Plains, just because this guy needs it for flagging. So we're going to do that. And that's that. So welcome to the group who's here to join us. I don't know if anyone wants to say hi to the group over voice chat here, but if you'd like to, feel free to do so now.
Hello, everyone.
All right, so let me start off just by seeing if we have any questions in chat. Larafe asks, when is the next update? The next update is targeting June. We'll have more information about the exact timing of that, but we're looking at June, and it's going to be the Warlock. And we are also, I should mention, a big kind of bullet point this week is we're working to get out a new producer's letter. Sev and crew are all working to get that out. We were hoping to get it out, frankly, by today, well, by yesterday. But for those of you who have been following along, we had some issues on Monday, and that delayed things. So they had to do the work for that rather than write a producer's letter, frankly. But that's done now, and it's just being circulated by all the people who need to stamp it to get this thing published. So fingers crossed, hopefully it should be out by the end of the week, at the very least. And that's just going to kind of give a short-term update as to, what we're doing here in the next couple of months. We got some tech-related things that I probably shouldn't spill the beans on until you read it in the letter, and some stuff like that. So that's one of the big things we're working on. Let me also mention, before I shut down my email client, what our next bonus is. This Thursday will be plus 10% Heroic and plus 10% Epic XP. This will run through Sunday, being shut off on Monday morning Eastern Time. Also did want to mention that we have our Champion Hunter Week, Mysterious Cloaks and Bracers, and Augments that are back through tomorrow. So they'll be shut off on Friday morning Eastern Time. Usually around mid-morning Eastern Time, and that's when you can expect that. So if you want to get any of those bracers and trade in your remnants for it, now's the time to do so. Let's see. Any word on Galanda's recent downtime again? The word is ragafrag is what I would say. But to be serious though, we did have another issue with Galanda. Ended up basically being a return of the issue that was causing Galanda problems before. So we had to do some mitigation on that before we could bring Galanda back up. And we've done so now, which, is unfortunate because that means that the fix we didn't quite fix it. But we are working to resolve this as soon as we can. The actions we took, as we've seen, should at least keep Galanda up for a while. Now that we know the fix didn't 100% work, we'll be doing some work to hopefully prevent this from happening in the future. Oh yeah, Jazzery mentions DDO Chronicle, ? Yes. Tuesday's DDO Chronicle is not out. And that's because I've been just too darn busy to even get to it. Yesterday was a busy day on several fronts. Monday was a busy day on several fronts, and frankly, I just haven't had time to write it. So I'm hoping to get to that after the live stream this afternoon. Hopefully it'll be out by the end of the day today. Could be Thursday, but hopefully today. I do apologize for the delay on that. My goal is to get it out every Tuesday, but sometimes real life just makes that impossible. So, yes, I am a slacker on the Chronicle. Oh, and I guess I'm admitting, well, I guess people know I write the Chronicle, right? Yeah, so it's me. All right, let's see. So if you guys are ready, why don't we make our way over to Prison of the Plains?
Right on.
You know, I am 100% sure that I completely failed to pick up arrows, so I think I may have to do the DDO store route and just spend those not very hard-earned turbine points.
Well, you can always let the casters do the work. It's pretty much our job nowadays.
Yep. So this character is basically an artificer, but I have I'm a bow user as well. So basically, the way stylistically this guy works is I run with my rune arm and repeater until mini shot is off cooldown, and then I switch over to mini shot and do it that way. Currently, just using pinion for the repeater or for the bow, and just frankly, kind of a crappy poison repeating heavy crossbow or rapid shots, just because I don't have anything better right now. I have a silver slinger as well for undead.
You're doing that.
Yeah.
You're doing that continuous DPS build then.
Yeah, that's the goal. It was actually a build that. So, you know, I don't know if you guys know Tobril and the Defense Guild and all that. They're the ones that convinced me to give this a shot, so I've been doing that. And I do have to say, it's not bad. Not bad at all.
Yeah, I've been mulling over some builds myself, but most of it's stuff that you really can't like build it into your play style. You gotta kind of like build your own build to play style in that. And I just call them slapstick builds. But basically all they are is you just go through and you pick like the basics of what you need. And you go from there and try and work from not a perfect build, but a semi-okay build and try to make it as best you can.
Yeah. Yeah, it was interesting, you know, because I have an artificer on Arganessen that is not a mini-shot user. You know, I don't switch over to bows and do mini-shot. And so it's interesting to be able to compare the DPS of the two builds, which otherwise, I mean, there's some changes between the two, but for the most part, they're fairly similar except for this. And it's interesting to kind of compare and contrast the two. I mean, clearly the DPS is better on this guy.
Oh yeah.
Yep.
As long as you can keep up that damage, you're gonna you can potentially end up taking the aggro off the tank.
The biggest pain I've found so far in dealing with this build, frankly, is an ammunition issue. It's making sure I've got enough arrows, because I can always just, you know, conjure bolts for my arty side, but on arrows I got to keep remembering to pick them up, and especially with mini shot, you go through them so quick. I just am not very good at remembering to do that. Well, I need to see. So here's the deal: we're running it on Epic, because now that I've looked at it, I'm basically flagged for Epic, but I would need to do all the flagging for Heroic, so might as well just get flagged for Epic while we're here.
Alright.
Besides, if I don't run it on Epic Elite, how am I not going to die a whole bunch? Or how am I going to die a whole bunch?
Well, we can kind of almost guarantee that you're going to die in the actual raid on the Heroic one.
Yep.
We're Epic.
Is it alright if I just pass out Deadly? Does anyone not want it?
I'll take a enchant weapon.
You mean elemental weapon? I don't actually have enchant weapon.
Deadly weapons for Bad Barbie. Thank you.
Could I get a enchant, please?
No, because I don't have it. Sorry. Sorry, no, because I don't have it. Sorry. I'm a bad artificer.
No worries. It just increases my damage, that's all.
Yep. Alright, let me just kind of quick get back to the questions. Someone has a question about word on Lamania. Lamania is something that we are hoping to get out soon as well. One of the initial thoughts was perhaps this week, but it looks like it's going to be next week now, just due to us being getting behind, frankly, on getting it out to you guys. Have a little bit more work to do yet. Someone has a question. Any way to fix the bugged waypoints in Giant Hold? It only unlocks them for the first person in the group who steps on it. Does anyone know what he's talking about there? I guess I'm not quite sure. I know that we have that teleport thing where sometimes you get sort of ported back to the Giant Hold public area. Is that what he's talking about, do you think?
Who is asking the question?
Jay Renarin in our chat. Peter823 asks, what are my thoughts on Undermountain and intelligent weapons? That's interesting. I like Undermountain. That's all I can really say about that. I don't know, you know. But, you know, we're not here to announce plans on that or anything. What do I think about intelligent weapons? That's a long history of the idea of sentient weapons. You know, we've been talking about potentially bringing them to the game since last year, frankly. And really the thing with sentient weapons is when we decided, after announcing basically our plans to do sentient weapons, we decided to also do Epic Veil. And so, you know, when we looked at, well, of course, Epic Veil is going to have some kind of Epic Green Steel, right? And when we looked at sort of the plans for Epic Green Steel, they were in many ways very similar to our plans for, you know, Epic, you know, sentient weapons, except for the whole sentient part. So I don't know exactly what the end result on that's going to be. I think we're just going to have to figure that out, frankly. So in some ways, the two are sort of, I don't want to say merged because that actually hasn't happened yet, but that's something we're considering is, you know, if we did sentience and, you know, Epic Green Steel, what could we do to differentiate the two that both would be potentially appealing to an endgame player, right? Because clearly both of those are going to be endgame gear, largely for folks. And I don't think we've really settled on that yet.
And I figured out what he was talking about. He's talking about the 3 warp points in a Giant Hold Slayer area.
Is that true? I wasn't aware that.
Hard knife.
I wasn't aware that they only worked for the first person in the party to step through them. That's news to me.
I don't know. I've never had a problem with it because I always come out here solo and grab them before I start doing anything.
Yeah, same here.
The Giant Hold isn't all that bad as long as you're not in a group out in the Slayer area, so.
Yeah. Anyway, I guess to answer the question is thanks for the report on it. I'm going to have to look into that sometime in the next couple of days, figure out what's going on there. Larry asked a question. I missed most of the news. Any adventure packs with the next update or just Warlock? Stay tuned on that. We're going to have some news in that regard. Remnant. We're going to have some news in that regard with the producer's letter that'll kind of outline what's going on. So, sorry for the teaser, but that's really about all we can say right now. Confucius raises a good point that I probably should have thought about, which is, since I have, well actually no, I am pure arty. I could splash one level of Ranger and then do fire arrows, presumably for the spell to take care of the arrow problem. But I didn't do that, so... sorry, Bacardi. I'm not sure what you're talking about. A heads up for the guys at IRC2. I'm not sure what you're talking about. Sorry.
I don't know what he's talking about either.
Peter823 says, can I show the exact locations of the Far Shifter locations? I don't actually know them off the top of my head, but I'm going to say somebody can, and that would be the wiki at the very least.
Give me a sec. Done. It's open.
Yep. Alright, we were down, down, up, up. Crud. Oh well.
Down goes Jerry. Will he be the only one?
Woohoo! I suck. Alright.
2.
Alright, lovely.
Hell.
Alright, someone's asking again about caught in the web loot. Sorry I get thrown a lot of questions, and I can't remember now for the life of me what that's in reference to. I know it's from 2 weeks ago, but I can't remember what the issue with caught in the web loot is. Is it just drop rate?
Yeah, because supposedly the percentage for like the name stuff and all that was like, what was it, like 33% on normal, 50 or 66% on hard, and 99% on elite.
Okay.
That's what everybody's been talking about.
Yeah, that sounds likely. But what do I know?
It might be those slight percentages that might be getting mixed up. I don't know. I don't know the loot table numbers.
I don't either, actually, off the top of my head. Usually when I get asked these questions, I have to go to the loot guy, but since I can't generally tell anyone what the actual drop rates are either, it's moderately irrelevant to me. And I could find out for my own benefit. I do, actually, but I can't really say, unfortunately. We can't get into percentages too much.
I think a lot of it with people roughly guesstimating the drop rates is, I'm guessing they're pretty accurate. Ow.
Lovely. Ah, Bacardi wants me to jump into the IRC to let him know we're starting the stream. That's a good idea. I've actually been thinking about doing that. It just, often in the minutes running up to this stream, I get kind of busy, so it's easy for me to forget to do that. But that's a good point. I'll try to remember to do that from here on out. Titan asks again about Lamania, just for those who are joining me new, or fresh here. We're targeting next week for Lamania. Just got too busy. You know, I have another, I've got, oh, actually, we have a Soulstone. Or no. I have another Sybaris, so if you guys just want to get near me, I can kind of raise this up.
That's fine. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
And I don't think I have any AoEs loaded on the spells. Yeah, I have no lay on AoEs, but I do have solid fog. That's about all I got.
I mean, I can drop down. I've certainly got Blade Barrier. You know, I can always just. We could do the Blade Barrier kite. But we should probably buff up and then give this another shot, huh?
Yeah, definitely. Okay, who wants TH and who wants Blur?
I think I'm set on Blur.
And he has more HP than he did last time.
But yes, Titan in chat. It was one of our plans was this week, but you know, that's, to be honest, that's part of the danger of announcing these kind of things on the live stream. That's why we typically tend to be fairly last minute in our announcing of Lamania, because the reality of the process is we put together as fresh a build before we go live to Lamania as we can, so it has the most stuff in it. But because of that, that means things can crop up, you know, things can get delayed. You know, we can have a longer than usual day on Monday, etc., things like that, and it causes things to get delayed. So, That's exactly what happened here. Well, I prefer to just say, hey, we're targeting, next week for Lamania, and just hope let people understand that, particularly with our preview server here, things come up and happen. So, but we do want to get this to you as soon as we can, because we're very, very interested in having you guys get behind the keyboard on some Warlocks. Part of the, once we kind of thought, well, I don't know about this, if we're going to make it this week, we ended up putting that Warlock thread out to the public. So you can actually find a nice sort of text overview of the Warlock right now on the DDO forums, the official threads. And that's just going to kind of have to tide us over for now until we can get things up on the Lamania. EE may be a little too much for this one. We may need to drop in on hard, because I don't think we have enough self-healing really to make this on EE. At least I don't.
Yeah, I got pots. The problem is that guy hits like a tank.
Yeah, that guy does hit like a tank. Indeed. Go, 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 Tiborius! Bummer. Alright, why don't we do that? Why don't we just go back in on Epic Elite, or Epic Hard?
Epic Elite again? Okay.
Yeah.
Temple of Elemental speed run.
Ooh, yeah, you got me at Temple of Elemental Evil speedrun. I love that stuff.
Well, Titan's asking about it.
Oh, so I did do the speedrun a couple of times here, actually, on the live stream. My best time so far actually happened off the live stream, but was pretty close to the live stream. My best time so far is 21 minutes and like 40 seconds, and that's soloing part 1 on normal, as a matter of fact, because Epic Elite's just gonna kill me. So, but then, I've never claimed to be like a speedrun king,
Right.
So, in my opinion, though, the time was actually pretty good. Clearly the challenge level is lower than some might count, but, whatever.
Yeah, I remember when back in the day, if you could solo Shroud, you were a god.
Yep. I'm not sure I could solo Shroud even today. Well, I suppose I could on, on a powerful enough character.
Yeah.
But at level, I don't know. I don't know if I could even do that today.
I have a friend that does the solo Shroud at level challenge, as he calls it.
I must have popped in on Heroic. Or no, I'm Epic. Huh. These guys are just wimpy, huh?
Who knows? Who knows?
Someone has a question in chat about whether we should have a sound drop when mysterious remnants drop. I remember there was a conversation fairly early on in the process about that exact question. I think the end result was largely, the fewer sounds we have, the better, because it kind of annoys people sometimes. But, you know, I guess it's something that if people really wanted, we could probably consider.
All I know is every time I see a remnant, I think cookie.
I mean, I know another option that we certainly have seen feedback on is, hey, can't you just put it straight into my inventory? But we kind of like that there's sort of a even, you know, as maybe lame as it is, you know, sort of a little bit of a gameplay aspect to having to find it and click on it.
Yeah, the one thing that really gets me with all these new explorer areas and that is like you have to go up and find some object in that just to get the explorer point. And I don't see the point in that, but yeah, it's interesting to how the mechanic works.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm gonna have to look into that waypoint thing about Giant Hole. That's news to me, but I don't know what our QA team knows. They may well have a bug on it already, but it's news to me, so I'm gonna have to dig into that. Hopefully today, maybe tomorrow. Like I said, I got a Chronicle to get out, to write and then get out.
And you got a lot of other things too.
I have no idea what you're talking about. Yeah.
Greatest lie the devil ever told was saying you never existed,
Yeah.
as my uncle would say.
Yeah, I think there's an interesting suggestion from Jazzery as well about, you know, maybe putting some kind of special effect or something on the remnants to make it easier to spot. I mean, I know in my own experience I've not struggled to spot them, but, you know, I can't. Clearly everyone's going to have their own sort of ability to do that and what have you.
Yeah. Oh yeah, definitely. Sometimes I'll like just run past them and I won't even like notice them because they drop right on the person that killed them. It's like just drop them where the monster was at or close to something that we can easily tell the color from.
Yep.
So for the most part, it's like, oh, remnant, it's a cookie. It's not that hard to see. The little light effect and that, like a glow, would actually make it pop out more.
Oh, actually, Titan has something, raises a point that I could actually talk a little bit about, and that is that they've been saying, hey, I bet they've been playing the Warlock on the, quote, dev server. The answer to that is yes, yes. Not a lot, though, because we're still fairly moderately... You know, things tend to come together fairly late in the process in terms of, you know, animations and all that sort of thing. But yes, we have been seeing the Warlock. And, as a matter of fact, fairly soon here, I think I'm going to be able to start sharing maybe a screenshot or two for you guys. Yeah, maybe even before Lamania, but we'll have to see.
So you guys still have the alpha server up and going?
Well, no, we don't have the Mornland server. That's gone. But we do have, you know, an internal dev environment, right, where the devs can make changes and do all sorts of stuff.
And pretty much screw with the code as much as they want, practically.
Yeah, yeah. And then, you know, there's like a QA server and all the rest. I mean, It's all pretty basic stuff.
Yeah, it's pretty basic considering you're still running in C++ 2005.
Uh,
'Cause I see that every time I load up the launcher.
yep.
Please install Windows XP SP3 C++ 2005.
Yeah, you're not wrong.
So it's kind of nice to see that too, because it shows when Turbine actually just started working on the thing. You know, so it's not a bad thing, but it's also a bad thing in and of itself that it's there. But
Yeah,
it's nice to see when the game actually started development.
indeed. So the issue with the time limit on Remnants was actually changed because we had an issue where people were basically camping the end of the quest and then bringing in tons of alts and guildies and everything just to collect Remnants, and it was disrupting gameplay. You know, we don't want people to just sort of keep open their quests and just sort of start doing a Remnant farm. So we had to put a time limit in there.
Yeah, because if you do that in Temple of Elemental Evil, you can just sit there at one spot and just run around there for like an hour or two, and
Yeah.
you
Well,
can potentially get a lot.
and if you'll recall, when Remnants first came out, you know, it was quite the Justapalooza in Haunted Halls as well.
Well, I wasn't around there, but basically that's one of the spots. There's two spots in Haunted Halls where you can actually just sit there and camp,
Yep.
and there's just constant respawns.
Alright, everyone's in. I think we're good to go.
Okay, that's just weird. He has almost 100,000 on Elite, but less than 30k on Hard. What the heck? That doesn't make any sense.
That's some real scaling there, isn't it?
Yeah, that's more than 3 times the scale.
Up, up, down, down.
And normally most mobs from Hard to Elite only double their CR and their HP usually. They don't triple. Anyone lawful?
Maybe. No, I'm true neutral.
I'm still
Barbie
looking
is,
for that epic ring.
Barbie is lawful.
Alright, let's rock it.
Someone has a question, another bug question. Any chance to fix the, quote, nameless LFMs and the compendium organizer? Presumably on the compendium it's that it no longer sorts by level, but instead sorts alphabetically. All I can say about that one is yes. If time permitting, we would absolutely love to get to that. Can't say when, though. I don't know. Whenever we find the time to be able to do it.
Speaking about the monster manual, it seems like the rust monsters and elementals and all that in the new part 2 of Temple, they don't count in the monster manual. like at all.
Okay. Alright, that's going to be a bug. We'll have to work on that. That's a bummer. But there's a couple of players who are real good about sort of keeping track of what needs to be fixed in the monster manual. Deadlock in particular, you know, has his long forum thread on that. And so that's actually a fairly good way for us to, when we have time to fix some monster manual bugs, to just kind of go in there and say, okay, check off that one, and that one, and that one, and that one. We'll have to add the Rusty to that too.
Power.
I'm ready when you are.
Oh, you know, I could actually bring out my Artie dog and have them do it for these future rooms.
Okay.
Okay. Fully.
Yep. Ooh. Nice.
Hey, just lock it.
Heck yeah. So
Not that I really need it.
yeah, it's pretty darn useful though.
Yeah, it is.
Now I wish we were running on Epic Elite.
Yeah, I'm still looking for that epic elite Ring of the Daijin. Oy. Like, I got the epic spell throwing ring, I got most of the epic gear, but it's like, a lot of it I don't really even use, so I'm a frickin' hoarder. Anybody pull any names?
Nope.
Nope.
There's some comments in our chat questioning about or asking about the alignment restrictions for the Warlock. That frankly is something we're still taking feedback on. There's a long discussion about it on the DDO forums. So there you have it. I guess that's where we sit right now. Our intention really was to not be restrictive on alignment, but clearly some players feel that we should. So I think that's something we're going to have to sort of figure out here.
Well, if Warlock is the opposite of the Druid, it shouldn't. The only thing I can think of would be it can't be true neutral.
That depends on what edition you're talking about. I have to admit, just personally myself, the advantage of not having alignment restrictions is it really opens up, besides opening up a lot of multi-class, it really just, you know, alignment in DDO has long been something that, because in Eberron, in the source setting itself, there's actually specific sections talking about how in Eberron alignment is a bit fast and loose, and we sort of adopted that when DDO started here, right?
I'm still wondering why you can't make a chaotic monk.
But yeah, you raised some very good points that we do have plenty of alignment restrictions in the game. Yes. Just a second.
Did you get that right?
Yeah, sorry. I had to talk to Sev real quick.
Oh, no problem.
On the plus side, it looks like the reason I was talking to him is we're a heck of a lot closer now to publishing that producer's letter. It may even be today.
Yay! One task next are done. 3 million more to do.
No, I didn't get chewed out for the DDO Chronicle. Uh, it's alright. You know, the Chronicle used to be on Fridays, and we get it out as fast as we can, basically. I can't guarantee it's always going to be on Tuesdays, because some days we may have something just like this week. But the goal is to get it out then, so.
This one ought to be fun.
Hey, yeah, yes, this will be. You know, I have a Radiant Force Field, so I'm going to use that. If someone thinks they can sort of target me and keep me healed up, I'll just sit there and use a Radiant Force Field, and we can just beat them down.
That's fine. I'll target you and have the Harlan heal you.
Then again,
That didn't work too well.
Shrine's just up ahead.
yep, I was just quick looking at chat. So, someone has a question about chat about the icons for iconics in particular. That is, as I understand it, and folks may disagree, but as I understand it, that is a deliberate choice that we don't have racial icons for the iconics because we internally are not we're considering them as much classes as races. So I think that's why we don't have racial icons for iconics, is a deliberate choice. Now, you could argue that's a bad choice. But that's, you know. But I believe that that's the actual thinking about it, as to why that wasn't done.
I'll get the lever.
Beholder. Oh.
Oh, yeah, we can go do that, but I'm useless in there.
Alrighty, I'll put orb in.
Alright, we're good to go then, right?
Yep.
Oh, someone want to stay up and hit that lever? Or should I do it?
I already got it.
Oh, someone asked in chat, I think they noticed that I have a past life on this guy. What did I reincarnated into a pure arty with this mini-shot sort of build. But the original character, I believe was... oh, I suppose I could just check with my feats, but I think it's Paladin. Yeah, that's right. This was a Paladin. Then I TR'd him into this arty. Dancing, dancing.
Yeah, not bad.
Yeah, I'll take the relics.
Somebody get the dose it.
Yep, already got it.
Thank you.
Okay, voices in 3, 2, 1.
Sweet.
That only took us 21 minutes.
Cool. Well, it actually works out pretty well for the timing of the show here, being as it's now 1 o'clock.
Yep.
Technical 13 asks if Warlocks will be getting familiars. The current plan on that is no. Sorry. Cool. Let me do my daily dice here real quick. Ooh, I got a gold roll too. Take that. Not bad, alright. Okay, so I will be grabbing a screenshot here, and I'll get you guys some turbine points this afternoon. I appreciate you guys joining me live here. Much appreciated.
Not a problem,
Yeah.
Jerry.
All right, and thanks everyone who joined us live here in the chat. Don't forget to give us a follow on twitch.tv/DDOstream if you'd like to be notified for when we are going live with shows just like this one. You can also find our full calendar of shows on our webpage here, twitch.tv/DDOstream. All right, we will talk to you guys again soon. Thanks very much.